Today on the channel, I have the power to unbox the Mondo 1/6 scale Deluxe He-Man.
The spirit of Ultimate Warrior will run forever!
Welcome everyone, Kyle here, and welcome back to the channel for another Mondo Collectibles unboxing and review. And today on the channel, we got something special. We got the 1/6 scale Deluxe He-Man, and this is really a 3-in-1 He-Man with Battle Armor He-Man, the old school OG He-Man, and then Thunder Punch He-Man. So hardcore collectors, you may be picking up 3 of these. I don't know though, it is a very, very pricey piece as we are fully aware. But if you're looking for other He-Man things, and I think they might even have some of these fairly soon, make sure you're hitting up Entertainment Earth. Use discount code Kyle, save yourself 10% on all in-stock items. Anything over $39 does ship free, got to get a deal out there. But this one is very interesting. Of course, this was pre-ordered 6 months ago. I don't know what is time anymore, as I always do say. And we do know we got Battle Cat coming in very, very hot later in 2023. They're going to pair perfectly together. I do have a few more of these to unbox. We'll do them on the channel, but I am a little bit concerned. I got to say right now, this could go south in a hurry in this video, as a good majority of people, I've had a few of you guys reach out to me saying, hey, mine broke at the waist right out of the package. And man, I don't know if my little heart can take that. If they could take a breakage like that, it's one thing to have Omega Spawn break here at the table at a $50 price point, which still absolutely sucks. But something $300 plus breaking here at the table, I don't know if I'll ever recover in more ways than one for that. So you might be able to see some horror in this. If it happens, I'm going to try to keep my cool, going to try to keep the blood pressure down. We'll see what happens with that. But there's only one way we can do that. We're going to do this review like we do all the other reviews on the channel. We're going to take a look at the packaging. We're going to talk about it. We're going to unbox it. We're going to talk about it. We're going to see where it goes from there. So without further ado, let's start it off. Let's look at this beautiful deluxe packaging on this. How about that front piece of artwork there? You get all 3 versions of He-Man. What is your favorite version? Let me know in the comments down below. I'm going OG version. I think that's the one you gotta have, and you can branch from there. But man, the OG is what I'm all about. That's how I will probably be displaying this one. As cool as some of these other ones are, that's just the way I'm gonna go. Little Mondo logo right there. 1/6 scale collectible on the side. He-Man Deluxe figure. You got to save the packaging on something like this. This high-end figure. Absolutely beautiful on the sides there. He-Man Masters Universe on the back, or I should say the top. Nothing fun on the bottom. And then, of course, you do get the back. Get some nice blurbage back there. Love a good blurb. You guys know that. What's it say about old He-Man? By the power of Grayskull, Eternia was in need of a champion, someone who protected against the villainous Skeletor. That person would be known as the hero He-Man, son of King Randor and Queen Marlena. Prince Adam was bestowed the powers of He-Man by the sorceress of Castle Grayskull. Using the mighty power sword, Prince Adam transforms into the powerful warrior known as He-Man. Gaining enhanced strength and abilities, He-Man battles against the menacing Skeletor in the name of good in all of Eternia, never resting until peace is restored. All the land of Skeletor's evil is no more. There you go, collectible model, not for kids under 14. You 13-year-olds, get out of here. What are you doing? But very, very cool. And they did re-release this a little bit with only the plain OG He-Man, so people could have it for their Battle Cat. Maybe you got in on that. Should be a very, very similar figure, just not all the bells and whistles. Mondo, of course, has these beautiful like magnet sides on there. You just pull that back, and man, look at that. How pretty is this? Very cool packaging. Of course, you do get a little of that cellophane, very Storm Collectibles-like, very high-end, like protecting the figure. Obviously, it's an expensive figure. You want to protect it, but beautiful packaging there. Beautiful artwork off to the side right here as well. So there it is. There is the packaging of this. I'm going to take this offline. I'm going to get this unboxed, and we'll be back talking all things Mondo He-Man. All right, we've got the Deluxe He-Man out of the package here. We're going to break it down like we do all the other videos here on the channel. We're going to start with the accessories first. I am happy to report I haven't moved around the articulation on this yet, but I did pull him out of the plastic prison. It was not broken apart. I have heard some people say it was broken apart right in the package, so fingers crossed. I think mine is okay. We're going to find out when we get down to the articulation segment, though. So I'm a little nervous still. I just can't take it, like I said. But let's hit off these accessories first. And we will start with the patented Mondo doll stand, for lack of better terms. This is what it reminds me of. But it is a nice stand for the figure. Of course, this is a heavy-duty figure, an expensive figure. You don't want him falling from the smallest shelf or the highest shelf. You got to have some security on this, and that's what this brings you right here. Always happy to see those. I guess we'll start with some hands, how about? And He-Man, he didn't come to play around. He's got 2 fists of fury on him, but he does got a few extra hands going on. We do have 2 gripping hands as I drop them. The gripping hands most likely are what I will probably be using on him, because how do you have this He-Man displayed without his shield and without his sword, or at least his axe? So probably going to have to use these. As much as I do like the fisted hands, these are the hands you really, really need. So we got the 2 gripping hands. And then we got a very interesting one. We got the finger pointing hand. So I don't know if this is for He-Man to give you one of these. He's going to give you one of these. He's going to point to the sky. He's going to point to the ground. I'm not exactly sure. I don't remember He-Man doing a lot of pointing. But, you know, I always love a pointing hand. So we'll see where this one goes. We'll do some glamour shots with that as well. Now we're going to break down some of these weapons and some of the other effect pieces we got here. But I guess we do got this little knife. I almost said sword, but it's a knife in a sheath. This is a boot knife. We just recently saw this on, what was it, Viking He-Man, the new Eternia Masterverse He-Man. It had one of these on there. Just an earlier concept of He-Man, but a nice little dagger that goes into the sheath there. Got kind of a cloth rubber band there to lock in around the foot, so that looks really nice. Beautiful gold against the leather handle, a nice blade color, a little bit sharp on the end. That's why 13-year-olds can't have this. They'll poke their eye out. Who knows what might happen. But a nice little accessory right there. I do like that. Then we go on to the very iconic power sword right here. Very cool. Once again, like I said, very iconic. When I think of the power sword, this is what I think of. We've seen different variations over the years. This is the OG. This is the way we want it to look. Got a nice handle down here. Not a brownish leather, more of a gray leather type wrapping handle. Silver at the bottom, silver throughout. Beautiful, beautiful sword. Absolutely iconic at the end of the day, as we all do know. Then we get down to, of course, the shield. Always loved He-Man shield. Something about that red and silver. Even when I was a little kid, I used to have a role-playing thing when I was like 4 years old, so I could have my own He-Man and shield, and I remember carrying that around, very vivid in my memories. Just very, very cool, and I like the looks of this. This is heavy. This has some weight to it. You got the nice red, the silver going on. Got the studs all the way around, a little bit of gold accents there. A very leather-like looking handle here, even though it is plastic, but definitely looks like worn leather. Same with the interior with the rivets around. Then a nice worn handle, big heavy-duty shield, as a battle shield should be, especially He-Man if he's taken on some of the greatest foes in all of Eternia, as we know. Then we get to some of these battle armor accessories here. So we get battle armor He-Man. Of course, this chest plate he wears over everything. Always looking really good. I believe, yes, this just comes apart. Holy cow. It's magnets. Oh, the power of magnets. Who would have thought? That's a pretty neat idea, though. Magnets just connect this thing. So I really like that. And these magnets are very tight. They stick together. That works. You even got a magnet right there, which brings us to the emblems. So, of course, you put the He-Man logo right there. Sticks right there with a magnet. You do got a second one, yes, the battle damaged one, very iconic from the old figure, of course. So you can choose your own battle armor He-Man adventure. Looks really, really good. I like the looks of that bad boy. So very, very cool there with the He-Man armor. We'll see how well that looks on him. And then you do get the big old battle axe. Very cool. A little bit more updated, I think, than the original one. You got the gold and silver. I like the cracks against the blade. It looks like it's worn. It looks like it's been used. Beautiful handle to match the power sword. You got the silver at the bottom again. Very, very cool. Once again, very, very iconic right there. Then we turn over to Thunder Punch He-Man accessories here. And looking it over, of course, we always remember the old Thunder Punch had the caps you would put in, things like that. I never had the original version as a kid, but we did just recently unbox the Origins one on the channel. But as a nod to the past, you do get the cap. The cap will fit inside the shield. I think that looks really good. You don't need the effect to it. Just the looks of it is all we need. A big, big shield, nowhere near as iconic as the other shield, but still very cool. Very Power Sword-esque, or Thunder Punch-esque. There you go, easy for me to say. Looks really, really good. Same kind of handles on the inside. Got some wear and tear to it, it looks like. But it also looks very technological. It looks like it's really advanced compared to the other shield. So we do get that. We do get the two gauntlets, the wrist gauntlets here. Of course, He-Man's got the forearm gauntlets over there. These are the nice red and silver ones to make him be Thunder Punch He-Man. We do get a beautiful effect piece. Of course, you can't have Thunder Punch He-Man without an effect piece, and it works like a hand. It's got a little hand in there. You just pop that bad boy in, and you're off to the old races there. So very, very cool. Love the effect piece here. And like I said, Thunder Punch He-Man isn't really my favorite incarnation of He-Man, but this one seems to have about the most accessories of anything right here. Then we do get the Power Sword for that. As we do know in the Thunder Punch He-Man, the Power Sword's a little bit different. Got a little glowing amber effect to it here. Very, very cool. It kind of light hits it. You can kind of see through it. Just a very, very cool look to this one. Once again, we do get a handle here. It is leather-wrapped handle, and then you get the orangish yellow at the bottom as well. Just a different version of the Power Sword. Just a very much a repaint, but very, very cool looking right here. Then you do get the Thunder Punch harness, for lack of a better term. It's the big old harness here, all in red. Of course, we remember this with Thunder Punch He-Man. Once again, very heavy duty. You got the very mechanical backpack going on, looking good. And then you got the He-Man logo on the front. Looks really good. The old Thunder Punch He-Man coming in strong. Then we got two heads, and we'll look at all the heads together. Now let's dive into He-Man. I guess we'll start with the heads. Might as well get those out of the way right now. Take a look at these. So the He-Man that on here is the stoic He-Man, kind of the plain Jane version of He-Man. Just He-Man looking like only a He-Man could look if he was in the Mondo 1/6 collection, basically is what this He-Man is. But man, it looks like He-Man all day long. If somebody handed you this head, said, who is this? I think most people within, I'll give you 3 guesses, they're going to say He-Man for sure. It definitely looks like He-Man to me. He's got the blonde eyes, nice lips on him, beautiful lips on He-Man. And then you got the nice shaggy kind of hairdo going on with some waves to it and stuff. Looks really good. Then we get another incarnation, and this is a pretty good one as well. And this one goes back to, like I said, hardcore He-Man fans. You could spend $1,000 and you get 3 of these, and you can make one as your Thunder Punch, one as your regular He-Man, one as your Battle Armor, because you get 3 heads. And as I always say, you mix and match, make them feel as different as possible. You could definitely do that right here. But He-Man here, very good. I think it's the same hair sculpt it looks to be. Yes, it is. But you do get a different face. He's got a little bit more upset to him. He's gritting his teeth, showing his teeth. He means business. But it does look good here. Not sure which one I'll use. I don't know. But I don't think I'm going to be using this one over here. I like what they did here, but it just doesn't work for me. Who knows? Once I get these all swapped around, I'll try some different combinations. Maybe it'll come together for me. But this is the OG He-Man head, which is He-Man. When I think of He-Man, this is what I think of. I don't know if this is what I think of in Mondo. If Mondo would have made the body style a little bit more similar to the original He-Man, this would work. But this just looks very cartoony. It almost looks like, you know, memes out there or TV shows where they put a baby's head on an adult body. That's kind of the same vibe this gives me right here, especially with the bright yellow hair. But man, it is really cool. It is definitely something different. But yeah, it's definitely something different. We'll put it at that. I don't know anybody that will display this, but it is just kind of a nice thing that they gave us right here. So now we get down to the old He-Man himself, the Mondo He-Man. Very, very cool looking. Like we already talked about the head. The head is beautiful. The big old harness of doom around him. Very, very cool once again. How does this connect? It looks like, okay, it just plugs in. Actually, it plugs in like a seatbelt on him. So that is fairly interesting here. So you just plug this bad boy in, and it really just snaps in there like an old school seatbelt, like your grandma's 1970s Cadillac. But I do like the looks of that. You got the red and the gray all over it. Beautiful harness. You do get the forearm gauntlets on him, different sizes over here. It looks like this is a repaint. Yes, it is. So you get a nice golden gauntlet here. The red one's for the Thunder Punch He-Man. You do get the waist right here with the belt, of course, the big old belt. And then he's got Eternia's best fashion, of course, the loincloth. Real fur on this loincloth, man, I'm here for that. That does look really good. Takes it to another level of it makes it seem more high-end. It really seems more high-end with that. And even down to the fur on the boots. You got a little bit of matting, though, it looks like, on the loincloth and the fur. But I guess, you know, He-Man's wearing this day in, day out. I don't think there's a lot of laundry mats in Eternia. So I guess that does make sense there. You got the nice wrapped boots, which we've seen with He-Man over the years. Very, very nice there. And just all around a really, really good specimen for He-Man. But now we're going to walk through some articulation on this one. And I got to be honest, I'm a very, very nervous guy on this. I don't know what's going to happen. Let's see how hard it is to pull the head off on this guy. That is very simple. And that is actually a much smaller peg than I was expecting on this head, which isn't a bad thing. But definitely ease of transfer of the heads doing that. Just pops on and easy. We've had Marvel Legends Mattels that are harder to get off than this one. So that isn't such a bad deal. Of course, He-Man's got articulation. He's got to, of course. His arm does go all the way around. You do get a nice bicep cut. You do get elbow articulation. Looks to be single jointed, and I guess that's okay. I don't think a lot of people are playing with these. This almost walks the line between statue and figure. It's a little bit more figure, but it's so high-end it's going to be displayed like a statue. Hands removable, of course, back and forth, side to side on the hands, got to have that. Head all around, up and down, side to side, that looks good. You do get a hula hoop at the top, a little bit of articulation there, not a ton, but it is there. I'm going to save that waist articulation for last. I just don't want it. I'm so nervous. But you do those big old Mondo He-Man splits, which aren't a bad thing. You do get double jointed knees, it looks like. No, single jointed. Take that back. Or no, they are double jointed. It's just a different double jointed system. But boy, they are very, very tight in those knees. And this one thing, you shouldn't be opening this thing right out of the door. I think one of the reasons maybe this broke for some people, I'm going to say some people, is, of course, it is crazy cold. If you're like me, it was negative 40 wind chills last week when this was delivered. If people grab this right out from the truck, open it up inside, I could see things breaking very, very easily with that cold temperature. I let this sit in my house for basically a week to get to room temperature, things like that. So that's a pro tip out there. Always recommend doing that. You do get a little articulation side to side at the knee as well. And then the ankle articulation is right there, up and down. Now the moment of truth. The moment of truth is here. Let's bend him. Oh my gosh, am I okay? I am okay at the waist. Thankfully, I am okay at the waist. It does move. It doesn't move crazy amounts. It's not like you're going to spin and slit him here. But it does move for me. He did not pop off, so I'm very pleased for that. Of course, like I said, it's a very high-end collectible. I will say Mondo customer service has been really awesome from what I've seen online. We do know there was some issues with She-Ra and her head, and cheap plug for that. I haven't unboxed She-Ra yet, so we're going to get to that on the channel. But apparently there's an issue with the head, and they're going to send all consumers a new head out there. And I got to think the issues with this one, they're going to fix that one way or the other for you guys as well if you do have this issue. I guess sound off in the comments if you do and if you've reached out to Mondo yet. But yeah, they will fix that for you. I also have the Skeletor to unbox from this, and I have a Wolverine Mondo figure to unbox. So we might do some 1/6 unboxings here on the channel. It's a slippery slope I'm not diving all the way into, but I will have Battle Cat coming as well, like I did say. And then they're going to do Skeletor and Panther. I'll probably pick them up as well. No idea where I'm going to put them, but I guess that's for future Kyle. It's a future Kyle problem. But I got to say, very, very cool right here. Really do like this one. Like the hands. Ease of use, a pull and plug on the hands. Very similar to the head. Very easy to pull out. Very easy to move around. How easy does the sword fit in there? What do you know? You got some movement in the hands. Looks really, really good. Like that a whole lot. Got the old Sword of Power. Getting the old Pose of Doom. He does have the power, as we know. And you got even that little grip to the side there you can do to get the sword going all good there. So very, very cool. I like this bad boy. Of course, I knew I would, but boy, I was worried. I was concerned. I was very concerned, honestly, that this would break on me. And luckily, it did not break. We'll have pictures throughout this video here. I'm not going to mix and match and slow everything down. But everything seems like it's going to go on very easy. I really like the use of magnets here. I don't know if that's a possibility for other lines to use magnets like this. It's probably a cost issue. But boy, oh boy, this is pretty slick. It's a lot better than the plastic clip tabs, stuff you have to fight with, stuff that just doesn't go on again the way you want it to. This being high-end, I guess they're going to use things like magnets here. And I think that is a really ingenious thing to do, especially with the plates here. You pull them in, pull them out. Looks really cool. Very clean, very easy to do. Just all around, I am very, very pleased with this. This really did beat my expectations. A lot of times it's tough to beat expectations on something that's $300+, as you can imagine. You're just thinking, oh man, it's going to be good, but is it great? Does it feel worth the money? And I got to say, it does. Now, if you're getting a Mondo, let's call it, who can I think of? Who can I pick on? Rattler. A Mondo Rattler 1/6 scale, $350. I don't know. There's a lot of people that like Rattler, but is he their absolute favorite? Is he one of the prime guys of the line? I don't know about that. I don't know if that would be quite worth the value. But for somebody like a He-Man, somebody for like a Skeletor, a She-Ra, a Hordak, a Battle Cat, a Panther, it makes all the sense in the world to me. Some of the other characters, I think they are warranted, but they need to be around a $200 price point, I think is a little bit more fair there. At least that's my opinion. But there are some people, as we all know, there's people that collect everything. There's people that collect only this style. And man, I would, that's quite the collection if you're only buying these. And I'm not opposed to it. I just got to figure out a display vehicle for stuff like this, as it's not as easy as kind of displaying stuff like this behind me. And I don't like it to be on a top shelf that it could just tumble down and break and your hopes and dreams die right in front of you when you walk into your basement one day. Nobody likes that, of course. But man, oh man, like I said, I got to give this an A+. This beat my expectations. Very happy to report I didn't have any of the breakage issues some people had. Feel bad for you guys out there. Hopefully you do get that fixed. Hopefully Mondo does remedy that. But very, very cool. Be on the lookout for this. As I did say, there's a more plain Jane version coming. Maybe some of you guys got that one. I think that one might stick around, a little bit easier to find. Definitely warrants a collection of He-Man and at least Skeletor. If you're a big Masters of the Universe fan, that's my take. But what is your take? Let me know in the comments down below. What are your thoughts on this He-Man? Did you pick it up? Did you get the cheaper version? Did you get no version? Do you got the old school version? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Of course, don't forget to like this video. It always helps the channel. Give it the old thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Like I said, we got more of these 1/6 to unbox here in the next couple of weeks, so stay tuned for that. Plus all the other videos here on the channel. All kinds of stuff going on. Even more stuff, if that's possible, over there on the old Patreon channel. We got all kinds of early access to videos, bonus content, exclusive content, Q&As, giveaways. You name it, a lot going down on the old Patreon channel. And best of all, you do support the channel that way. You can also support the channel at ProWrestlingTees.com. Search Kyle Peterson. And don't forget to hit me up on social media, SirPaul64, on Twitter, Instagram, _Kyle_Peterson. So for He-Man Mondo 1/6, I have the power. And I'll see you guys all real soon.